My name is Michelle Johnson, 43 years old. As a divorced mother, I remarried with a twice-divorced man, Michael Turner. Michael comes from a family with a long tradition in classical ballet, and he himself is an instructor. We've been married for 10 years. Michael always seems to be updating to something new. As you can guess from his being divorced twice, he has trouble maintaining a marriage. I was somewhat prepared, but as I foresaw the moment approaching, I had made certain arrangements. The time has come. My mistress, Emily, is pregnant. I'm divorcing you, an old second-hand good. Time for a brand new wife. Here we go, this was the moment I anticipated. All right. But I'm leaving these twin girls behind. Unexpectedly for my husband, he said, there's no reason for me to raise children who aren't mine. The twin daughters, Lisa and Lucy, were caught in the middle, unsure of what to do. Should we go with mom too? It's impossible. Because you girls are. My response shocked Michael. The mistress, Emily, present with us, went berserk, saying, this isn't what we agreed on. My strategy started 10 years ago. Don't be too nervous. Our nosy aunt has been a bit pushy, making you go out of your way for us, and I apologize for that. Michael was very casual, which immediately showed his high communication skills and familiarity with women. You lost your husband in an accident 2 years ago, didn't you? Since then, I've heard you've been raising your young twin daughters all by yourself. I really love children, you know, I'd like to meet your twin daughters. A mutual acquaintance who introduced me to Michael had mentioned that Michael couldn't have children of his own. I've been divorced twice, and as you know, I have a unique profession. So everyone around had kind of given up on the idea of me marrying a third time. But I thought, if someone like you could join the family, it would be so comforting. We have a housekeeper, and all you would need to do is focus on raising the children and supporting my career. Michael's family has a long-standing tradition in classical ballet, and not only is Michael an instructor, but his father has reached the highest rank possible. I know nothing about the world of classical stuff. I'm unfamiliar with its history and traditions. Would I be suitable? Does this question mean you're considering marrying me? Seems like his assertiveness or his way of speaking that got to me. I found myself ready to follow him, even though we had just met. I wanted to give my 5-year-old twin daughters a father, but that was just a pretext. I, myself, wanted to be happy again. Is it too heavy? I'm really sorry. It's heavier than before, but that's because they're growing, right? Michael was carrying Lisa on his back and holding Lucy in front of him. We were on our way back from the theme park. It's just to the parking lot, anyway. Did you get a new car? Even someone like me, who's not into cars, noticed it's different from your old one. I got a bigger one, you know, because the family's getting bigger. I never thought I'd be the one buying a family car. Meeting you, Lisa, and Lucy, people say I've become softer. Maybe it's the calmness from your kindness or the girls' smiles. Watching the girls, they seem so happy, showing expressions I've never seen before. Plus, they had this project at kindergarten where they had to draw the face of someone they like, and both of them drew your face, Michael. That makes me happy, let me see those drawings. Oh, and I'm all set to go to the school event. That's okay, right? You're going to participate? Lisa and Lucy will be thrilled. Things were going well between me and Michael. He really doted on the girls, and they were fond of him too. We were warmly welcomed by Michael's family, and all that was left was to get married. What do you think? It's hard going back and forth between houses. Why not move in together? I found a nice place near my parents' home. It's big and beautiful, so I think Lisa and Lucy would love it. Of course, I've prepared individual rooms for when Lisa and Lucy grow up. The housekeeper mainly handles things, but the kitchen is large and user-friendly, so I think you would like it too. I really wanted a proper proposal, but I guess that's how it is with middle-aged remarriages. Me and the twin daughters moved from a 2-bedroom apartment to a luxurious 6-bedroom house. Lisa and Lucy were overjoyed. They were bouncing around on their new beds like trampolines and eventually fell asleep. Your father said? Yeah, please think about it. I'm an only child, and I can't have kids, right? For my dad, Lisa and Lucy are his first grandchildren. We've been involved in ballet for generations, and I think we should keep it going. Of course, I won't force anything. It's all up to Lisa and Lucy's decision. But, starting training at 5, They could become promising dancers in the future, especially being twins, they would probably get a lot of attention. I knew marrying into a non-typical family would have its challenges. But I didn't expect to teach Lisa and Lucy ballet. Maybe they can start when they're a bit older? I hear many people start when they're adults. It's just a suggestion from my dad, who's a master. Well, I want Lisa and Lucy to see a performance at least once. I felt like I couldn't say no. But against my expectations, Lisa and Lucy seemed interested after being taken to a recital once. My father-in-law, Ted, is usually friendly and always smiling. But I heard he's strict during practice, so I was worried. Hey, are you listening? You've been glued to that computer. It's okay, I might get my hands on some vintage pieces. Buying more vintage clothes? Like record collecting or vintage jeans? I can't tell if you like new or old stuff. I mean, you did buy the latest model air purifier, but all electronics are pretty much the same, right? You just don't get it. Electronics are evolving every day. Even our housekeeper, Kathy, says it's been a help. So, what were we talking about? It's about Lisa and Lucy. They find the training too tough and cry every day. When Lisa cries, Lucy cries too. Can't you talk to your father about it? What are you talking about? That training isn't tough. I went through 10 times tougher training than that. Dad is still holding back. The next day, Michael took the crying and reluctant Lisa and Lucy to the training. If this is the rules of traditional arts, I have no say in it. 10 years have passed, and I still don't know if remarrying was the right decision or not. Your father came over today. If you're going to create a new school, you should discuss it properly. Lisa and Lucy were also confused about what to do. Enough, who are you to speak like that? I don't like Dad's old-fashioned ways. New styles are emerging in traditional dance. I don't see why I should be the only odd one out. But trying to recruit Dad's students to your school. What if Dad disowns you? It doesn't matter. You live a good life because you're under someone as respected as your father. Have you considered how many students you need to gather to make a living if you start a new school? So, you think we can't live a high life if we drop down a level? I have my own master's qualifications, and at this age, I can start my own school without anyone complaining. Lisa and Lucy can continue under Dad if they want. Michael has been irritable and in a bad mood, not just recently. 3 years into our marriage, Michael and I started arguing more. Mainly about his womanizing and extravagant spending. Now, 10 years in, I'm just resigned. But I still snap back. I'm thinking of going back to work. Kathy handles the household chores, and frankly, we're dipping into savings to make ends meet. Lisa and Lucy are going to high school next year. Entrance exam fees, tuition for private schools, and it's all doubled because of them. That's your own doing. When did I ever ask you to give birth to twins? The Michael who used to be kind to me and adored the girls is gone. That's shameful. I'd be the laughingstock. But we really need the money. Shut up. It's none of your business how I spend my money. With that, Michael disappeared into the night again. Lately, he's been especially bad-tempered. He brings all his stress home, making me and the girls tiptoe around in fear. Who left the door unlocked? Michael started yelling as soon as he got home. Me and the girls, along with Kathy, were just having some dessert. He was in a bad mood. He forcibly finds something to be angry about, no matter how small, and then starts shouting like this. It might be my fault. I went to pick up Lisa and Lucy from their school, so maybe that's why. Don't take it for granted. After all, who do you think is providing a life without any need in terms of food, clothing, and shelter? Everything is doubled. I have no extra money to spoil children made with another man. I'm acting as their father only because I have to. Don't get ahead of yourselves, especially when there's no blood relation. This is too much, way too much. There are things that should and shouldn't be said. Lisa and Lucy silently went to their room. Michelle, what's wrong? Our housekeeper, Kathy, asked. It must have shown in my behavior and on my face. Michael's tirade is really too much. Yesterday, Lisa and Lucy finally said they wanted to leave the house. They're scared of the changed Michael and seem to have other worries too. Yes, Lisa and Lucy are at a sensitive age. It's a complex and delicate situation. The training for the upcoming performance is also pretty tough. They have been learning since they were 5, but being seen as the granddaughters of Ted Turner, they feel the pressure and expectations from others, and it's becoming a burden. Now with Michael acting that way, they are questioning whether this is the right place for them. It's a repetition with Michael. During his 2 marriages, everything starts out lovey-dovey, but after 2 or 3 years, he changes completely. It's definitely verbal abuse. That's what you call a verbally abusive husband, right? Continuing like this is bad for the girl's environment. But if I start working now, there's no way I can afford their private school tuition. Without relying on my father-in-law's support, I'd be making the girls suffer. I shouldn't interfere, but maybe you should demand alimony and child support from Michael? If things get tough, Mr. Turner is there, and I think he will take care of Lisa and Lucy. Then, Kathy, there's something I need to ask you. I have trusted Kathy since getting married. She has always been supportive and kind. We have become friends over the years. I felt a bit guilty for involving Kathy, but I can't afford to worry about that now. You realized it too. Of course, it's pretty obvious when he's out all the time. He never puts down his phone when he's at home. I thought he was just playing games, but it turns out it was a woman. Those are popular dating apps. From my research, he's been using multiple online dating apps. In fact, he's been meeting people. Lately, he seems to be getting close to one woman in particular. Kathy looked troubled. Since Michael became an adult, Kathy has been taking care of him. As a result, Michael trusts her more than anyone and treats her like a big sister. That's why he shares various things with her when he's had a few drinks. Kathy must feel that telling me these things is a betrayal. I like you, and it pains me to think that you'll only get hurt by hearing this. I love Lisa and Lucy too, so I can't forgive his actions this time. The women. Michael has married before and treated me with disdain, like a slave. But you're different. You've been considerate towards me and said I'm part of the family. Am I really okay to tell you what I know? I'm ready. Even if it leads to divorce, I want to protect my daughters. That's why I need any evidence that could help, even a little. Right now, Michael is infatuated with a 22-year-old woman named Emily. She claims to be a childcare worker, but that's not true. A young woman of 22 won't seriously fall for a 45-year-old man, right? Is he just being used for his money? I believe that's Emily's aim. She wants to get into the Turner family to live a life of luxury. Michael has fallen head over heels for her, losing all sense and acting all lovey-dovey in a way that's unbearable to watch. He gushes to you, Kathy? When he drinks, he really becomes unbearable. Actually, I recorded him and Emily talking on the phone. That would be a strong piece of evidence. I listened to the recording with a heavy heart. Don't be so uptight, Emily. Divorce isn't that simple. In our case, there's a family background involved. I can't just decide everything alone. Of course, I want to marry you, Emily. A fresh, vibrant, and sparkling young woman like you. I just can't get enough. Emily, you're top-notch, cuter than any woman I've met before. My wife? That's long over. Being around her and her kids makes the house suffocating. It's my house, bought with my money, yet I don't have a place in it. They're just leftovers from a divorced woman. Complete secondhand, I don't need that. I prefer someone fresh and pure like a blank canvas, like Emily, that I can color in my own way. Don't worry. My family home is there. This would be my 3rd marriage, and it wouldn't change if it was the 4th or 5th. Emily, you'd be warmly welcomed. My dad's sweet on young and cute girls. Those stepchildren are just leeches, a huge nuisance. I wish they'd leave already, such hand-me-downs. Well, new is always better, right? I always want to update and evolve. Do you want to hear more? I gestured to stop. Perhaps it was a miracle that Michael and I lasted 10 years. And, I don't know if it's true or not, but Emily is claiming she's pregnant. That's definitely a lie, isn't he just ignoring that? It'll be interesting to see how far Emily can keep up this lie. It's about time, considering his behavior has been strange these past few days. There's something I need to do before he attacks me. I'm ready to face him. I prepared in advance, ready for the moment he would bring up divorce. And so, because his mistress Emily was pregnant, He declared he wanted a divorce from someone like me, calling me secondhand. There was a deep reason why I said the girls would stay. Should we go with you, Mom? It's impossible. You girls are the rightful heirs of Ted Turner, the master. You've endured tough training since you were little, and I won't let that go to waste. You have a promised future. What? Yes, it's they, not you, who will continue Turner's legacy. Remember, you have been disowned and cut off from the family. Huh? I never heard about this. That's just your own claim? Choosing stepchildren over a blood relative as heirs, that's unheard of in the Turner family. Our family has long-standing traditions, and irregularities like this are not allowed. Hey, Michael, what's going on? This is different from what I heard. This was the first time I saw Michael's mistress, Emily, but she was not as youthful and fresh as Michael claimed. She looks somewhat unhealthy and tired. It seems like she's trying too hard to cover it up with flashy makeup and accessories. If Michael has been disowned by the Turner family, what happens to this house? What about his job? Was I deceived? No, that's not it. She's just babbling nonsense. She must really miss the luxurious life she led before. She never worked and let the housekeeper do all the chores while she did whatever she liked. Of course, she has a lot to lose by leaving me. But it's too late for you to cling to me now. I feel absolutely no attraction to you. You should be grateful I picked you up in the first place. If you think I'm lying, why don't you check it out? Your father is totally on our side. You used to do whatever you wanted under your father's protection. But he has completely written off Michael. You seem pretty confident. I'm currently pregnant with his child and I have nothing to worry about. Please leave soon. Emily wore a triumphant smile. Then, your pregnancy is a lie, isn't it? If you really are pregnant, it's not Michael's child, right? If you plan to have a child with another man, that would make you no different from a stepchild like me. The baby is Michael's and mine. It's pathetic how you're desperately denying it. Michael, how do you explain this? Michael was clearly panicking. Admitting Emily's lie would put her at a disadvantage. But Emily's lie is a grievous one. It's a lie that should never be told, one that drags others into it. Sorry, Emily, if the pregnancy is real, it can't be mine. I'm sterile and can't have children. What? Why didn't you tell me that from the start? Emily was flustered. After all, her biggest weapon, the pregnancy, now held no power. Michael, you keep too many secrets from me, always bringing things up at the last minute. You're the one always lying. What? What am I lying about? Well, the pregnancy for starters. But there's more you're hiding, right? You're divorced with 2 kids, aren't you? They're left with your mom back home while you're out chasing men. The whole childcare worker thing is also a lie. What do you think about that, Michael? At 22, even with kids, is she still new to you? From my perspective, Emily seems like the used goods you despise. Michael was clearly unaware. He had been completely fooled, not only about the pregnancy but also her background. Everyone has their own way of family. I send money to my mom every month for raising my kids. That's my way of parenting, and you have no right to criticize it. You still have lies, don't you, Emily? There are other men you're seeing besides Michael, right? Seeing other men? Oh, they're just friends. I have more male friends than female ones. Girls can be such a hassle, you know? Just like you. Leaving your children with your parents and enjoying your time flirting around with the opposite sex? Must feel great living like a princess, but remember, your youth isn't going to last forever. Mind your own business. It's easy for you, an older woman, to be targeted with jealousy and spite, but that's just pathetic. From what I hear from your friends, you couldn't possibly be serious about Michael, an aging guy with a scent of old age, right? You were just using him as long as you could, treating him like your personal ATM. After all, why would a 22-year-old woman seriously be involved with a 45-year-old man? Yet, Michael foolishly switches to younger women, thinking he's upgrading. While Michael himself is on the decline, isn't it embarrassing to be seen with him only for his money and status? Isn't that part of the charm? It's only natural that men with money are more attractive than those who are broke. Birds of a feather flock together, huh? Even with all this mess coming out, you two still want to marry? Live in your world of lies and deceit if you like. I've had enough. What happened can't be changed, it's done. Emily, were you planning to live and take care of both children? The children don't think of me as their mom. They see my mother as their mom. So, I'm planning to leave it that way. My mom enjoys taking care of them, so it's a win-win. That's not what I heard. That's my line. You lured me with sweet words, and now it's all disownment and disinheritance. This is a total betrayal. I'm suing you for engagement fraud. I never said I wouldn't marry Emily. It's just that the situation has changed, that's all. Was it a lie when you said you'd stick with me no matter what? Let's stop the lovers' quarrel here. Emily, I will divorce Michael, and after that, you can do whatever you like. However, even after the divorce, our 2 daughters will be adopted by Ted and live in the main house. I will make a name for myself with my own school. That's right, always aim high, right? Even if things don't work out with Emily, you will just go back to searching for women on dating apps, right? How many have you met through those apps? More than you can count on both hands, right? Let me tell you, Michael, no matter how many women you meet on those apps, you will never find someone suitable for you. Michael is only nice at the beginning, then turns into a verbally abusive husband as you get used to each other. That's why he's been divorced twice, and I doubt he'll change. Lucky for you, Emily, you found out about his true character before marrying him. At least you can avoid adding unnecessary records to your family registry. Whatever happens between Michael and Emily, it doesn't concern me anymore. Do as you please. The 2 of them, built on a foundation of lies, may be heading for a tumultuous future, but I have no interest in it anymore. As the mother of Lisa and Lucy, I will do what I can for them. What happened to Michael and Emily after that? Did you know Emily actually sued Michael for engagement fraud? Really? She actually went through with it? As a result, they settled for $20,000, but that was money Mr. Ted sorted out. Even with all the talk of disownment and disinheritance, it seems his father still has a soft spot for Michael. That $20,000 was Mr. Ted's way of cutting ties, he said. Mr. Ted is on your side, Michelle. He's ensured that you won't struggle financially for the rest of your life. Yes, he even signed as a witness on the divorce. He's done enough for both Lisa and Lucy. Marrying Michael allowed me, Lisa, and Lucy to choose a different way of life. I do thank Michael for that. Michael, now left on his own, seems to struggle with holding down a job. Growing up focused solely on dancing and now suddenly thrown into society, it's hard for him. He doesn't know the rules of society, and his pride is too high. When he gets instructions from younger people, he loses his temper easily. As for Emily, she continues to hunt for men on dating apps. She found a new boyfriend, but it turns out he was a con artist. Emily was completely fooled and lost all her money. The $20,000 she got from Michael also ended up with that con artist. In the end, she got what she deserved. From now on, I will live supporting only the days when Lisa and Lucy will flourish, perhaps in the arts or another field they choose. I felt clear and relieved. We entered a new world by chance. If my daughters can shine there, I want to support and watch over them with all my heart.